Good day. So today I want to talk about my trading performance for the month of September. I know September is not over as yet. We actually have 2 more trading days left in September, but I currently have the free time now to make this video, and I don't know if I'll have any free time next week. So I'll just make this video to share my performance. Last month was a really good month, one of my best months in trading. I actually got my first payout last month. You can check out this video here on my channel. So this is something that I'm planning to do monthly. So every single month I'll make a video updating on my trading performance and all that fun stuff. So yeah, let's get into this. So here's my MyFX book as usual. You guys can check the link in the description to see my performance. And this is the MyFX book of one of my accounts. So you can see that in September on my live account, I'm down 2.21% on the account, and this is actually the worst month I've had since I've been tracking my performance. As you can see here, my worst month before September was a -2% month, and so far I'm down -2.21%. so this month is not good, and I want to talk about why this month was so difficult, because I completely changed my strategy. So the strategy that I used to make these gains right here, I changed it completely this month, and I'll be talking about that and so forth. So if we head to my Google Sheet, I want to mention that July and August, I had a really amazing July and August. I made 9% in July on all 3 of my accounts, and 5% in August. I can zoom in right here. So July and August was really amazing. I made a total return of 14%. So it is no surprise that at some point I would have a red month, right? But I don't believe that's the reason. I don't believe it's mean reversion. I'll talk about why. So if you guys know, I have a trading system that I've built and I've been working on for some months. So my strategy before, it used a lot of discretionary trading. So before, what I normally do is I usually do my macro research, reading, I create narratives on the markets and all of those things, and I execute trading ideas based on that. And this is what led to this amazing performance since March. But last month I decided to be a bit more systematic and use my system to help me with my trades, and this transition has not went smooth. So I was just really overwhelmed because I was just using a new system. It was a completely new transition for me. So I had my system here that it gives a bullish, bearish, or neutral reading on each currency. So for the US dollar now, you can see that it's giving a bullish reading. And sometimes I've just been conflicted and overwhelmed because I do some discretionary research and I believe that the dollar should be bearish, for example, and then my system is saying that I should be bullish, and then I feel a bit conflicted. So I may take a buy saying that I'm following my system, and then when I get stopped out, I say, no, I knew I should have taken a sell, and then I switch to sell, and then it's just a bad entry and I get stopped out of that. And that's basically what has been happening this month. I've just really been overwhelmed because of the transition from being a discretionary trader to more of a systematic trader, and this month it has just been rough. So that's one of the reasons why I believe that I have had a bad month on this account. So first of all, let's talk about the FTMO, which is really embarrassing. I need to stop sharing my FTMO metrics on this channel because it's just absolutely embarrassing. So this is a 10K account that I purchased in November of 2024. And this account that I've purchased almost a year ago, a month from now will be a year since I've been in this challenge, is literally currently down 4%. It's basically break even, as you can see from the metrics right here. I'll probably zoom in on the page a bit. This is largely due to me making a lot of emotional decisions through this challenge, which put me in some huge drawdowns. I was in like a 7% drawdown here, and then I entered another 7% drawdown again, and then I basically had to recover. So if I was disciplined throughout this whole challenge, I would have passed. But that's one of the main reasons here. But my performance on FTMO has not been good, and last month I decided that I just need to pass this challenge, to be honest. I've been in this challenge for a year, basically been demo trading, and I'm really now just annoyed. So what I started to do was increase the risk, and I chose the absolute worst time to increase my risk. As you guys can see, I've been having a lot of good months. So I had a 5% month in March. I would have probably passed the FDMO challenge if I had chosen to increase my risk here. I had 6% in April. I had a small negative month in May, a small negative month in June. I had a massive 9% month in July, 5% month in August. So if I had decided to increase my risk on FTMO any one of those months, I would have probably passed the challenge. But I actually decided to increase my risk this month in September, where, as mentioned, I'm having the worst month I've had since March. So as a result, this is why I started the month with my FTMO account at $10,300, which is up 3%. And currently today, my account is at $9,600, which is a down about 6 or 7%. And this is because, as mentioned, I increased the risk. So I'm now risking 2% per trade instead of 1% per trade. And this is because I just want to pass the challenge. Like, I'm at the stage where if I lose this account, so be it, to be honest, because I've just been in this challenge for way too long. So I'm now risking 2% per trade on the FTMO account, and I just chose the absolute worst month to increase my risk because, as mentioned, I made this transition here from being more of a discretionary trader to more of a systematic trader, and this is this performance here. So I'm down about 7%, 6% on the month, which is not good, and I'll just continue to risk 2% per trade. If I lose this account, so be it, to be honest. So that's my FTMO. I had a really bad month on FTMO this month. Let's talk about FX2. So this account, I'm actually funded on this account, and you can see that I've been funded on this account since 171 days ago. So this is all the way back in April, and this account I finally, ever since I started trading this account in April, it has been in a slow and steady drawdown. And this month, as you can see, I finally came out of drawdown and the account was up $10,083, and this is because I've actually been using a day trading strategy on this account and not my regular swing trading FX strategy. So I hit a peak this month on my FX2 account of 0.8%. So I finally went out of drawdown on this account this month, but now I'm back in drawdown, about just 0.7% drawdown, but we are now kind of in the clear on FX2, and I'll just continue to use my day trading strategy on my FX2 account instead of my swing trading strategy. So this account is actually just break even on the month. I started the month with this account at $9,927, and today the account is at $9,927. So I'm literally break even on the month, so almost to the exact cent. So that's the performance of my FX2 account here. Last month I had a massive spike in my FX2 account. My account was at $9,500, and I closed the month with my account at about $9,900. So I made $500 on this account last month. So that's the performance on FX2 and basically break even. So FTMO, I'm down about 6%. FX2, I'm break even. And then on my Axie Select account, which is my live account, this is the performance that you're seeing here. I'm actually down. Let me go to overview here. I'm actually down 2.05% on the month, and this is the public track record that you can see here in my MyFX book link. So this is the performance here, which is saying it's 2.05%, but MyFX book is showing that it's 2.21%. So whichever is correct, but I'm down 2% on my Axie Select account. And again, this is largely due to the transition that I've made in my trading approach to the markets. So yeah, as you can see, it's been a horrible month, but I shared last month when I had an amazing month. So I'm also going to share when I have a bad month as well. So now, as mentioned, I know why this month was bad. It was just not a normal bad month. It wasn't a month where I was following my strategy, I was following my system, and I just had a down month, which is inevitable in trading. You're going to have negative month. That was not the situation. I had a down month because I was mostly overwhelmed. I was fighting my system. I was making that transition from being more of a discretionary trader to a systematic trader, and I couldn't really find my footing. I didn't really know how to use my system that I made here. I was just fighting my system way too much. And at the end of the month, I decided that, you know what, it's a bad month. I'm basically down for the month. It's a negative month. So for the new month, how am I going to approach the markets? Well, I'm simply going to just literally follow my system. I'm not going to try to be a smart ass and go against my system as I've been doing this month. I'm not going to try to do too much discretionary analysis. I'm just going to follow my system. Because I created this system, I did the backtest. Matter of fact, I'll show you the performance maps. So these are a few of the performance maps that I have made, and you can see that, like, for AUD JPY, for example, green is bullish, red is bearish. My system basically captures the right side of the market. So whenever my system is bullish, you can see that the market tends to go up, which means I should be buying. And whenever my system is bearish, the market tends to go down, which means I should be selling. So this is what we're seeing right here. So I've done the back test. I've done all of the hard work systematically, but I've still been going against my system. So my new approach for the new month, for the month of October, is just to be systematic. So I have my cross analysis here for, like, AUD CAD, for example, is currently giving a healthy bullish reading of 55. So I'm looking at something like this and I'm essentially bullish AUD CAD. Well, in a situation like this, I won't explain the system too much. After I release this to the public, I'll talk about it. But like AUD CAD for the moment, right? I'm looking at this. It's currently giving a reading of 55 and it's bullish in my system. But if you look at the historical score trend here, what you can see is that we are actually coming from a very high level of bullishness. So what I realized for my system is it usually mean reverts just like a currency. So whenever it gets to these high levels, let's say the score was 60, a score of 60 is bullish, but this is a sign that a lot of the positive news is already priced in. So usually when the score gets to about 60, it mean reverts. If you look at this line here, this line is the 60 line, and you can see that AUD CAD, it rarely goes above 60. Once it goes above 60, it tends to just mean revert and fall. It goes above 60, it falls. It goes above 60, it falls. So right now on AUD CAD, it's bullish. It was at 59, and now I'm assuming that it's going to fall. So even though AUD CAD is bullish in my system, I'm actually currently short AUD CAD. I think I'm in a short on AUD CAD. So I'm taking a contrarian sell right here. So that's how I'm using the system. And then for something like Euro AUD, for example, it's bullish, but it's essentially at a very healthy level of bullishness. So I'm following the system. I'm buying the momentum. If this reaches, say, 60 or 61 or 62, then I'm going to sell, because my system is telling me that it is very, very bullish, and at the moment it's likely to mean revert. Most of the good news is already priced in, but at this level, it's at a very healthy level of bullishness, and that's what my system is telling me. So I am a buyer. I'm looking to buy Euro AUD. Actually, I'm in a long on Euro AUD at the moment, and I'll show you that on my trading view. So here's my trading view right here. This long, I'm actually in a long on Euro AUD, and the AUD CAD position that I spoke about, where even though AUD CAD is bullish in my system, if you look at AUD CAD, is bullish, but it's at a very high level. It was actually at 59 a few days ago. So I actually took a short here on AUD CAD, betting that it's probably going to mean revert or something. So that's now how I'm using my system. I'm just trying to be purely systematic. I built this system, so I know that it's good. I know that it's right a lot more than it's wrong. So I just need to follow this system and essentially be confident in the system and execute what the system is telling me. So that's my approach for the new month as relates to trading. And actually, I'm building also some additional assets. So currently the system only looks at FX, so USD, Euro, JPY, GBP, AUD, and CAD, and I'm actually planning to add the Nasdaq, the S&P 500, Dow, gold, and possibly even oil in the future. But oil is very tricky. There's a lot of factors that determine the price of oil, which is very complicated and hard to systematically track. So I might not add oil, but S&P 500 and gold is a definite. I'm actually even working on those models at the moment. Matter of fact, I'm actually done with the S&P 500 model. So what you're looking at here is the performance map of the S&P 500. I did the same with the Nasdaq, and I did the same with Dow. So I've completed my system for all the US indices basically, except the Russell. But I've done what I did here for currencies that looks at macro, seasonality, positioning, and technicals. I did all of that for indices, and what you can see with this performance map is that it's really good. So what I'm planning to trade is the Nasdaq, because the moves in the Nasdaq are just a lot more powerful than the S&P. So you can see that my system, it captures the right side of the market, and this backtest is all the way from 2010. So the backtest is really in 2010. You can see it captured this down move, it captured this bull run. If we zoom out and we look at, say, the 2022 bear market, it was bearish for the most of 2022, and it correctly captured this bear market in 2022. In April, we had a massive correction in April. Right here you can see that the system flipped to bearish on March 3rd, and it did not flip to bullish until April 30, and the market created a low on April 8th, and the model has basically been bullish on the Nasdaq since April 30. So if I had the system, I would have captured a lot of this massive move to the upside since April 8 lows. I would have captured all of this bull run right here. So the system is really good for the S&P 500, the Nasdaq, and the Dow. And you can see it's a similar story for the Dow. Obviously, it's not as explosive as the Nasdaq. So you can see that the readings here, it's a bit different. It was bearish here, bullish, flip to bearish, and whatever. So that's really how I'm planning to approach the new month. I've already built the US indices model, so I'll be trading Nasdaq as well as gold next month instead of just purely FX. So that's my approach for the new month, and as usual, whether I have a bad month or I have a good month, I will be sharing my performance. My FX book link is public, so you guys can track my performance in real time with the link in the description below. But that's about it. It was a really bad month. I am aware of the mistakes that I made this month. I am aware of why my performance was so weak this month, and next month I just have to put this behind me, start the new month on a clean slate, and see what my performance will be. But yeah, that's about it. That's what I wanted to share in this video today. Peace and trade safe.